What's up everyone, it's your boy JB. You know, I haven't talked to you guys in a minute, so I thought it'd be a good idea to actually sit down and talk to you. It's coming to the end of 2020 and I thought, you know, why not talk about my experience working at Disney? Because I was working for Disney at the top of the year, and now I'm not working for them now because of the whole pandemic. But that's besides the point. I want to talk to you guys about my experience working for Disney, not once, but twice. The first time I worked for Disney was in 2018 for my DCP program, and the second time was actually this year as a character performer, until, you know. So let's get right on into it. While we're all remaining safe and socially distanced, thought it'd be a good time to, you know, reminisce about working at Disney and how many good times I had working at Disney without wearing a mask or without having a stay-at-home order, you know? Life was just so good before then, wasn't it? What was I about to say? To be completely honest with you, I didn't actually hear about the Disney College program back in 2018, you know, not a lot of people were actually talking about it. I actually came across, I was looking for internships during the time. This was right around before I hit my senior year at Stevenson University, and I had to look for an internship, and you know, all these internships that I was applying for were saying no.
Denied.
So, you know, I was still looking, and I actually saw Disney pop up on my screen, and I was like, you know, this is my first time, you know, actually hearing about this. Not a lot of people talk about this. So I was interested. I actually wanted, you know, to actually get out and get out of state and just experience something new and something different. So I decided to, you know, give it a chance. So I went on their website, I looked up information on their website, and then I also looked at videos on YouTube to see how other people's experience were. And, you know, I was like, you know, this is a unique opportunity. Not a lot of people get this, so I'm actually gonna try and see if we can make this happen. Now, this was completely out of my comfort zone. I didn't actually know if it was actually gonna be able to meet my school requirements. So I actually had to find out from my advisor, and just everything flowed pretty well. And then I talked with my sister's best friend, and she messaged me about the process, about interviewing, and it seemed to go smoothly up until, you know, the interview. Now, the interview is where most people get kind of nervous. You know, I was a little nervous, but I also didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what questions they were going to ask me or what things were going to happen. So I actually looked at more YouTube videos. I kind of just wanted to see how things were going to be. And I looked at the YouTube videos, I jotted down some questions, make sure I prepared and memorized all of my experiences. And then they also tell you to talk with a smile. They always say that. And so, you know, I was prepping myself for the whole interview, trying to get myself together, trying to make sure that I nail this interview and actually get this. I just kept my expectations at a minimum. So I think it's just being okay with not getting it, but then being super excited with getting it. One of the things that Disney looks for is for somebody who's energetic, happy, willing to serve, willing to be a team player. Growing up and watching Disney shows and movies and plays and actually being in Disney musicals in middle school and high school, it was kind of like a full circle moment. I think one of the biggest misconceptions about working for Disney is that it's all sunshines and rainbows. Don't get me wrong, like it's exciting, and I'm in Orlando, Florida, where every day I get to wake up to palm trees. You don't get to wake up in the DMV area where I'm from and wake up to palm trees. The only palm tree you actually notice is your local plant at a local Lowe's. There was times when you were actually working as a food and beverage person. I got yelled at, spit on, snapped at, burned, and everything else. It's not for someone who is thinking that it is all sunshine and rainbows. Let's just put it at that. But the good thing about it is that you actually had genuine people who cared to help you during this whole process. So while working at food and beverage, they taught us so much about the machines that they operate, about the things that you work with, about how to handle guests, what temperatures you are supposed to leave the food on, what you're supposed to be cooking with, what seasonings and things that you're supposed to be putting on the food, what toppings, the cleaning. I just feel like the good outweighed the bad because you get to meet so many incredible people from all over the world, and you get to serve them and put smiles on their faces, and being able to laugh with your cast members and hang out with them outside of work and be able to gain that camaraderie and, you know, really be able to talk about our experiences together and still to this day keep in contact and talk about some of the most funniest, craziest, wildest moments ever. It was fulfillment regardless of whether it was a requirement for my school or just in life in general. So the second time around for the college program and actually wanting to stay there at Disney, it was different because I'm no longer trying to fulfill a requirement for college. It was actually, this is where I actually want to work for a while, and I can actually see myself living here. So this was actually the audition process. I was excited and I was energetic and I was ready.
I'll get this thing.
And I also was trying to play it chill, trying to play it cool. It's the day of the audition, and the night before I actually got really no sleep because I was just too excited and too anxious for this audition day because I didn't know what to expect. And I had my music playing and my headphones. I was tilting my thumbs, palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavyweight. They told us to get there a little earlier, but not too early because you're not really going to be able to get in there. So it was like finding that small amount of time where it wasn't like we're going to be the last people, but actually making it there to be a part of the first group there. And so once it hit 9 o'clock, that's when we got in, and I was a part of the first group. They called us in and we did a little administration thing and took our selfies, make sure we jotted our names. We got numbers on our shirts. Now it's time to audition. So the first part was we had to do sort of like a character. It was character themed. So ours was Monsters, Inc. And so we had to become the character. We had to portray a character from Monsters, Inc. or being a monster, and what our facial expressions look like, what our body languages look like, how we were going to create a story with our body and with our expressions. Of course, they had 2 dance instructors there, and then the one main lady who was there who was critiquing and judging sort of and analyzing, who was actually bringing life into the character. And after that, we finished, we just like all sat down, we didn't know what to expect. And then so she ends up saying, we're gonna call out the numbers of the people who are gonna stay, and the rest of you, unfortunately you're gonna have to go, but don't give up. She called my number, I was like, woo. And we like got our height and things measured, and we actually learned a different choreography. We went over sort of the parade style and then a choreographed routine, and we worked on both of those. I couldn't go into specific details, but you know, I got it. Okay, so it's the beginning of the year, it's 2020. This is a completely different program. With food and beverage, it's consistent. You know what to expect for most of the times, because you know what you need to cook, you know what you need to prepare, you know how to serve, how to clean, and everything like that. But with a character position, you kind of don't know, especially the position that I was in. I was getting tossed and turned like a piñata. And so like, I didn't know where I was going. There was always something new. I was always at a new location. You know, I was actually driving. Wait, can we say that? We multitasked as a character performer quite well, because this was something that was brand new for me, and I kept asking questions. I think that's one of the most helpful things, is you keep asking questions. I don't care how dumb it sounds, how many times you say it. You can say one question to one person and you say it to somebody else and they're going to say it totally different than you expected. So I think you have to ask questions. I was trying to get a different perspective from a different person with a different point of view to make sure that I was getting all these things right with character performer and using our bodies and, you know, being there in different parts. Did I just do Wakanda? Also, this time around, the shifts were different. Getting up at 4 in the morning. And
rise and shine.
I'm a night owl, but I think it actually was so much better to actually have the morning shifts more than the later shifts, because morning was so much easier and you got off early and you had the rest of the day to do whatever you wanted to. I think that was the beauty of it. I think also the time lengths were different. You know, working as a person who was in food and beverage, you had your set time and set amount of hours, and generally it would be, you know, afternoon, evening to late night. This one was like wake up super early in the morning because I didn't have a car. I was still using the bus. But I think, you know, having people there who knew it and being there for a while actually helped me to be able to, you know, assist me and everything. And I'm just so thankful for those people that actually helped and would assist and talked through all of the things that I wasn't sure about. And they made sure that that happened. And I'm so thankful for that. And there was some moments and times, even though my 2020 Spring Advantage program came to a short close and I didn't get to work there any longer because of the pandemic, I still saw some flaws and I was like, I don't know how I can grow there because, you know, not looking like a Disney movie is kind of frustrating, and I think that it can be a little bit challenging, especially for somebody who wants to be a performer and who loves Disney, but who doesn't really see themselves reflected in Disney movies or as a Disney prince or princess or performer there. And I think it can be a little disheartening. Things do need to change, and I think that that's what 2020 has shown us, not only within our laws and our, you know, justice system, but also in our entertainment and in performances and shows and having diversity with things that, you know, actually make sense towards the character or performer, and, you know, have just a wide range of appeal to people who don't look like Prince Eric. I think that all the good moments, all the good times, all the good people that I've met trump everything because it's so valuable and so necessary that you have, that I had these experiences to be able to share with you guys about Disney World and about working at a major corporation and entertainment place, and, you know, taking these experiences that are lifelong lessons and being able to use that in my creativity, in my own lane, in my artistry, and be able to help someone who may be watching this video. So I hope I helped you in some way. If I didn't, I'm sorry I wasted your time, and I'm sorry you actually made it to the end of this video where I actually didn't help you at all. But I'm hoping that this definitely does help you in some type of way. But anyway, that's enough for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, leave a question in the comment section below if you want to know more details, if you have any more questions about the college program, if you have more questions about Disney and work-life environment and just different people, cast members, anything. If you have any question, comment, concern, any tip, any fun relived moment or memory that you want to share, leave a comment down below. I also created a Disney Channel medley that I did for all of the performers who were let go because of this pandemic. Things will get better. I'm hopeful, prayerful, and I know that it will. And I hope that you guys continue to keep the faith and, you know, keep creating, keep inspiring, keep changing lives, and keep making magical moments for the rest of your life. This is not the end. This is just the beginning. It's a new beginning. So I hope you guys just, you know, continue to stay persistent. So don't forget to spread love, share positivity, and always to live life to the fullest. Yes. See you guys in the next video.